The story so far. Layton, Luke, and Emmy make their way to the Reunion Inn, where they hope to stop the masked gentleman once and for all. With Morty, the hotel manager, as his guide, Layton inspects the hotel. Except we haven't yet. We haven't inspected jack shit. We just got here, we talked to Morty, he's in our party, as you can see by his bobbing little head. And now we look around a little bit. They're precariously balancing, that's a pole. The pole has a hint coin. They're precariously balancing some luggage. That's probably fine. Let's go to the office. Let's have Morty take us to the office, shall we? This looks a bit different than Henry's study at home. Mr. Lador conducts much of his research here. He is always rushing in and out. It is much more disorganized than I would expect from Mr. Lador. Are you sure Henry uses this room? Mr. Lador is a very busy man, and he does not allow the cleaning staff in. He doesn't allow the cleaning staff in here. Along with research on the excavations in Montador, he keeps documents related to town administration here. Oh. Well, if there are sensitive documents here, then perhaps we should clear this with Henry first. No, I will speak for Mr. Lador here. You should know the truth. Mr. Lador would never want anything to harm Montador. Ooh, my glasses are dirty. I'm gonna have to clean them. Give me a second while I lean in. This room is filled with the plans and dreams of Mr. Lador. Every thought he had as he built Montador is here. Mr. Lador has absolutely nothing to hide. Any suspicions you may still have about him can be cleared up here. Please, feel free to investigate this room as long as you'd like. This wall, Randall had this. It appears as if Henry has done his best to fully recreate Randall's research. There's also a back room here where Mr. Lador keeps all of his files. Since you're already here, would you like to see it? I want your investigation to be as thorough as possible. Yes, of course. Thank you. Emmy, will you go with Morty to investigate the file room? Luke, you two please investigate this room. What? I must have read that last one wrong. My glasses are back on, so we're all good. Already on it, Professor. Morty, please lead the way. Oh, okay, they're gonna investigate the back room. Luke and Emmy are investigating this one. Okay, Luke, let's see if we can search the entire room before the professor returns. You got it. Let's be sure to inspect everything that looks suspicious. Shelf of documents. That's suspicious. Hotel registers. These list the names and rooms of the guests here. I doubt there are any clues in there about the masked gentleman. Right. Even if he is here, we don't know what name he'd be under. Hey, what about this binder, Emmy? A record of the masked gentleman's appearances. There are also copies of the warning letters and announcements. I guess Henry was trying pretty hard to catch the masked gentleman too. It must be horrible watching someone trying to destroy what you spent years building. Yes, I suppose so. If the professor and Henry had worked together all this time, they might have caught the masked gentleman by now. I think Henry felt betrayed when the professor left Stansbury for London while he searched for Randall. The relationship between Henry and the professor is quite complicated. Being an adult sounds quite complicated. It sure does. Box on top of shelves. Hint coin. Randall's research wall. Replica. Replica of Randall's research wall. This wall is covered with strange writing. The professor said it looked just like a wall in Randall's room. You don't suppose he had the wall removed and brought here, do you? Perhaps. Wow, It could contain key information about the ruins, but it's all in some sort of code. Can you read what it says? Ha! Maybe if I had a library on hand and a few years to spare. He must have had some reason for bringing it here other than just trying to decipher the writing. Right. If that's all he cared about, he could have just taken a picture of it. Perhaps the emotional connection he had to Randall? Robot. Look at the kids in this photo. I thought it was the robot. My bad. Oh, that's Randall and Henry. It looks like Henry, but who is that next to him? Is that the professor? Hell no. No, that must be Randall. It looks like they were very close. Excuse me. Look, this robot is the same one they're holding in the picture. Yes, it's rather old, but it's been kept in really good shape. Why keep it in his study? It must be a prized keepsake. Second shelf? Pickle jar. No. Third shelf? No. Fourth shelf? Yes. They're packed full of files and documents. All of them are related to archaeology. This is amazing in every sense of the word. What are we supposed to be reading? Treasure chest? He found Layton's shovel. This toy robot's looking a bit worse for wear. I thought it was kept in really good condition. It looks a bit older than yours, Emmy. Yeah, a fair amount, I'd have to assume. Chandelier? No. Door to the back room? Okay, swords? Swords. Puzzle swords. Let's get this puzzle sorted out. Whoa, these swords are really cool. If you inspect the hilts, you'll see they're part of a puzzle. You're right, let me at it. That's fucking cool. Let's bring it on. Let's figure out these sword puzzles. Of the three famous swords shown here, one is the legendary Ace of Diamonds. Those who have faced it in battle call it so. Can you work out which one that is? The Ace of Diamonds. Wants us to look at the hilt. Could be C because there's a gemstone at the end. However, well, no, it's a red diamond. So that's exactly like you would see in the card. But there's nothing really giving Ace about that. I'm going to take a hint. The name Ace of Diamonds isn't based on the sword's history or legends. It's purely about the shape of the weapon. I'm going to go with B then.
Let me have a shot.
Okay, so it's C.
What did I miss?
Too bad, that one doesn't have the necessary quality that would lead to the name Ace of Diamonds. Really, because the blade is shaped like an A and there's a diamond in the middle of the hilt. I think that's a perfectly reasonable answer. Slightly, it's not the right color, so I can see that. This diamond has the correct color.
Let me have a shot.
And that's also incorrect. Okay. You better have a damn good explanation for why it's A. Ace of Diamonds?
How's this fine
Is it
answer?
because the button for it is the letter A and it's red like you would find in a deck of cards, completely unrelated to the swords? Oh, that's stupid. That's stupid as fuck. So everyone who fought that sword got stabbed in the eyes. I don't care. Everyone who fought the person who used that sword got stabbed in the eyeballs. It's a ratty journal. This looks like some sort of old journal. The cover is all faded. It says expedition log. Could this be a record of the search party that went after Randall? There might be more information in here about the Mask of Chaos. There's a photo stuck in here. Could it be a clue? This puzzle better be fucking better. Jesus. Four dusty photos are kept in a battered old box of keepsakes. They are faded and hard to make out, but they all show the same place and seem to have been taken within a short space of time. In photo A, you can see a horse-drawn carriage traveling across the frame. Can you tell in which direction the carriage was headed? So A to D, it's getting slightly further away, but it is traveling predominantly left, it seems. Looks like these are in just about the same position. And there's a leaf at the end of the stick that isn't in B or C. So B or C has to have happened after A or D because they're taken within a short amount of time, so that leaf didn't have time to grow. So if C and D are after A, if C and B are after A and D, that would suggest that the sun is going down, which means we are facing west, which means they're headed left while facing west, so north-ish. Northwest, really, but I don't have that as an option, and they're not moving directly away from the camera, so mostly north.
Okay, here we go.
Am I wrong?
Are you certain about that?
What are you basing your answer? They just called me a fucking idiot. They called me a useless fucking idiot. What are you basing your answer on? The leaf disappears from A to B and comes back from C to D. B and C must then be after A and D. A has to come before D because the horse is on the left side of the fucking carriage. They are moving from right to left predominantly. They are going west as well, because the sun is setting in that direction. Which direction? If I'm facing... No, I was an idiot. They were right to tell me I'm an idiot. Because I just straight up am. I can't fucking... I can't be smart. I can't. Not with a mistake like that. Jesus fucking Christ. Jesus fucking Christ. The fact that this journal... The fact that this is... That it's in this journal must mean it was taken during one of the expeditions. If this is a record of the expedition to find Randall, there may be something about the Mask of Chaos in there. Let's take a look. We made an inn at the Oasis, our base of operations. We made the inn at the Oasis the base of operations. Today we're going to search the ruins for the lost boy. The ruins are a dark and ominous place. If there wasn't such a large reward, I doubt that anyone would come down here. This is definitely one of the most dangerous expeditions I've ever been on. We are now only a small team. We were only a small team at first, but now have several dozen members. Many men descend into the narrow entrance of the oasis daily, all hoping to find anything of the lost boy. We didn't find him, but what we did find was... I can't find the words. A treasure. A pile of gold and silver big enough to make your eyes pop. That was when Henry, the leader of the expedition, increased the reward for finding the lost boy even further. So we pressed on, exploring deeper and deeper into the ruins. Eventually, we found a strange room with 2 mysterious platforms. We created a platform that allows us to descend directly into this chamber from a spot near the inn. However, it seems this chamber is the final room in this vast underground complex. I fear our search for this Randall fellow will soon come to a fruitless end. It has been over a year now since the boy went missing. The ancient silence of these ruins reminds me just how fragile life truly is. How fragile my fucking brain is. Fucking face west and going left is north. That's not how that works. It's not how that fucking works. I know that's not how that works. So they never found him. He mentions making camp at an oasis. So this was before Montador was fully established. Do you think that Henry actually quit looking for Randall? Considering the state of this room? No, I don't think he ever quit. I think we found all we can use from this journal. So have you two found anything? We most certainly have, Professor. We found out the player's an idiot. It's a log from an expedition that was searching for Randall. We also found a journal that Henry has been keeping. Good work. I also found something. The Mask of Chaos? Is that the Mask of Chaos? But it was stolen from Henry's study. Does this mean that Henry has been the masked gentleman all along? Wait, so the mask was never stolen at all? Well, not exactly, but it was taken from the Lador estate and hidden here. But why would Henry hide the mask? It wasn't Henry who hid it. Oh. I'm so confused. Perhaps this isn't the Mask of Chaos. Is that actually the Mask of Order? The one that the masked gentleman is after? Not quite. I thought I was going to find a replica of the Mask of Chaos here, a fake. But to my surprise, the mask I found here is actually the genuine Mask of Chaos. It seems that someone has hidden it here, but the question is why? And is the masked gentleman even aware of this? I don't have the answers yet, but I know there is a deep connection between these questions and the next dark miracle. There was something else that I found here that I found to be very interesting. What is this? What's it say? Is this a map of Montador? It looks much different than it does today. This old perspective map shows how things would have looked as development progressed. It also reveals a rather fascinating secret about Montador. Notice anything odd about those ruins? Now that you mention it, they seem to form a pattern. This is why the masked gentleman has been so intent on finding the Mask of Order. Why? Before I explain, we need a bit more evidence to confirm my suspicion. According to Bloom, the masked gentleman is somewhere in this hotel. Morty, are there any other rooms that may be of interest to us? Actually, Professor, I just remembered that I have something I wanted to ask. I was asked to hold for you. I'm sorry for the trouble, but would you mind returning to the lobby with me? Of course not, Morty. Let's go back to the front desk then. I was instructed to give this to you. What is it? It was left at the front desk with a letter addressed to you. Really? What book is it? What book is it, Professor? Very interesting. It looks like the masked gentleman has sent us another message. Ooh. Am I reading this one too? Damn it. A long time ago, there was a small kingdom surrounded by forest. 5 friends who lived near a castle spent their time fishing in the river and playing in the lush, grassy fields. One day they went exploring to the top of the tallest hill in the land, and there they found a treasure of silver and gold. The friends divided the treasure between them, and 4 of them spent their riches through the years. But one friend decided to bury his share of the treasure in a fine place, surrounded by green and pleasing to the eye. He did this so he could go searching for treasure with his friends again. He did it so he would never forget the feeling of embarking on an adventure. He did it so the 5 friends would always have a reason to be together. This boy knew that people change when they grow up. When he finished burying his treasure, he fell asleep by a window, fully content and blanketed in the glow of the moonlight. To end. Take a look here. It's a children's story. A kingdom surrounded by forest, 5 friends, a treasure of silver and gold. Luke, does this story sound familiar to you? No, I had a big book of fairy tales at home, but I don't remember this one. This story feels unfinished. It doesn't have a proper ending. It may be an allegory of sorts, perhaps about the masked gentleman himself. What is he trying to tell us? Professor, the lights went out. Stay calm, Luke. I expect this is the masked gentleman's handiwork. He's been waiting for us. And this book is his invitation to find him. Is this all one big game to him? We need to act quickly here. Let's go, Professor. Let's see if there are any clues in this story that will help us find him. He must be here in the hotel somewhere. Perhaps we need to find a room where he fell asleep by a window, fully contented and blanketed in the glow of the moonlight. If he fell asleep, there must have been a place for him to lie down, obviously. Somewhere with a bed. Yes, somewhere with a bed. We are in a hotel, so it must be one of the guest rooms. And the bit about the moonlight streaming through must mean we're looking for a room with a bed near a large window. I believe we have a room match in the description on the 3rd floor. Follow me. And we will next time. They're being reprimanded. It's dark. It's not their fault they dropped it. Thank you guys very much for watching. Remember to take care of yourselves and tomorrow's another day. I hope to see you then. We have Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald Suite. Interesting. Bye!